Good evening and welcome to Point Blank. Tonight on the program, it's my pleasure to introduce a university don of the Radicalist School, Dr. Bala Usman, a reader in history at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Good evening.
Thank you.
Bala, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you very much.
I think it's a pleasure having you on a program like this. I know it's quite difficult tracking you down. I think we want to be very appreciative of the opportunity of having you here. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Well, Point Blank, I don't know whether you've watched it, but it's a nationwide program where we bring in very articulate persons to talk about matters of the moment. I know you fall into this class, and I'm sure Nigerians would like to hear you today. We'll spend some 50 minutes talking with you on national issues. Just before then, I think we want to let our viewers have some little background about you. I know that for a very long time you have been in the university system, and when I introduced you as reader in history, I know many of your admirers will remember that this is one articulate intellectual who has refused to answer the name professor. What's your problem with that name?
Well, it's simple. That professorship has been made into a chieftaincy title. And if I'm interested in chieftaincy title, I'll go and get one in Katsina, not in EBU. That's the problem. Now, I'm sure it will be improved in the future, but it's too late for me. I'm due to retire in 10 years' time. So I don't see why I should. There's nothing much in a title. A professor is a professor by the quality of his teaching and research, not by the title. And Nigerians are so obsessed with titles. So I think it's necessary for someone to draw the line and say that, look, there's not much in a title. In many countries, in some countries in the world, even doctor is not used. The highest, the most advanced academics are just called Mr. This and that. And even here, in our own tradition, Shehu Damfode was called Malam. It's only some people who call him Shehu. And Malam is a much greater level of respect. So quite honestly, I think I found that in ABU problems arose, with promotions and all that. And I took a position, and that position was not supported by the visitor and the authorities over some promotion. So I felt, why should I get myself, having taken an earlier position, change it? Particularly as it's too late. I'm too old to look for titles now.
Well, thank you. You see, you are raising very, very fundamental issues. Our viewers, I'm sure, would like to know, when all these things you have said, are you saying that to be a professor in a Nigerian university is not worth the value of what a professor is internationally?
The point I'm saying, I've been involved in teaching research in Nigerian university. And I was a member of the council, member of various committees, senate, head of department, and member of the NPC. So there was a lot of discussion about how does ABU develop. And I was part of that, even as a postgraduate student. And I and others, following on the footsteps of our teachers like Professor Blythe Smith, insisted that while ABU should reflect its catchment area, we should not appoint northerners who are not qualified. That we should attain the highest standards in the world. Yes. When I was in council, we fought that out. There was a proposal that we should not even go for external examination. A committee was set up. We refused. After I left for Kaduna as secretary to government, they went ahead and promoted a number of people. I don't want to go into personalities now. And that was wrong. When I challenged that promotion, they tried to dismiss me from the university. A kangaroo court was established, but it could not work because the government dissolved the council. Then I was hauled before a tribunal charged with inciting students. So I gave a memo on academic corruption, which undermined the university, which led to the crisis we have been in and which we are trying to get out of. The main thing about education is standards. Standards to pupils. The teachers must set standards, both ethical, moral, and academic, professional. Now, if you undermine standards at the highest level of the university, at the level of the Senate, and you appoint people who should not be there, and these people can hold administrative posts. Anybody can be a VC and head of department. So this is the argument we had. So when the whole thing turned around, then they came and said, I should go and be a professor. So I said, why waste my time? See, so I believe things will improve. ABU has been recovering. And certainly there are professors who deserve it. I'm not saying the professors are worthless. Many of our colleagues are really professors, excellent academics, anywhere in the world. But I'm saying the specific circumstances which led to what happened. And the same people who are running around asking me to be a professor now are those who did not support the position that you should only be a professor if you have reached the standard which was originally established in ABU. Isha Audu came as a deputy associate professor. He didn't just rush to be a professor. He continued doing his work in the teaching hospital. When Ishaudu became a professor, you could respect him. When you see Professor Abdullah Smith teaching or talking, he is a professor. But all sorts of characters became, and now they want me to join them. Why should I? I have no time for that.
Well, thank you, Bala. How extensive is this corruption in the academic field that you have talked about? Is this restricted to ABU or Nigeria, or do you think this is a trend globally?
There is a global trend, the commoditization of knowledge. Capitalism has reached such a stage that so everything is knowledge. Right now, they are even trying to make life, patent life, genes. Everything is knowledge. Everything is for sale. So this is a general trend in the world. But in Nigeria specifically, there has been a collapse of standards